Hello, this is Dr. Paris from Fremont-Elizabeth City High School. I'm the Deputy Principal there. This is the third of 4 CSS tutorials looking at columns, page columns. Basically what we did, we had a Word file, and it's to do with cyberbullying. We saved that as a text file in one of the tutorials, and we brought it into a notepad, predominantly Notepad++ because it keeps indenting in place. And the second one, what we did, we added some basic HTML structures to it along there, and this is now a web page. That's what a web page looks like with HTML, and that's as good as we get. We can put a bit of colour if we want to, whatever. But I will now move on to the next phase. The next phase is we're going to make this web page into a magazine. Well, 3 columns with a header and a footer down the bottom. So to do that, we have to let the browser know that we're using CSS now. So style does that. It says, right, CSS is about to be appended to the HTML code. And at this point in time, this is where I give it instructions. Now, one of the instructions is, regardless of where we're at, that's just a starting point. I want all my CSS referencing to start from a margin of 0, which is right on the top left hand corner, and I want the padding of the various columns we're going to create to be 0, very tight padding, and that's the end of that instruction. That's all we want, really. That's the instruction to start it off. That's what a reference point. Now we need to have a wrap around all the frames, so all the frames fit tightly together, and I shall call this a wrapper. A wrapper is what we wrap around all the frames, and we dictate the frames the way we want. So the wrapper will be the total width of the whole frames. 3 frames will come to 1080 pixels, 1080 pixels. And I want the background, if there's a frame there or not, the background is going to be silver, a silver tabletop if you like. And the margins are going to be auto mode, zero margins, and it's going to be auto adjusted according to the frames that we dictate. And that's the end of the instruction. So we've got a starting point here, and now we've got a wrap for all our frames. Now one of the frames we're going to build is a header frame, so we might as well call it header. So here we'll call it the header frame, and the instructions there will be as follows. Right, we're going to have the header frame with a background color of black. Okay, and we're going to have the general color. If we don't dictate it, the general color for the header will be white, but you can manipulate it, the HTML part of it. And the padding around the writing will be 10 pixels, so don't have it too squashed up against the frame. Okay, with the header part, we're going to have a column to the left. So I might as well call it column left. Doesn't really matter what you call it, but column left sounds good to me. Column to the left, and the instructions for that are as follows. Okay, we're going to have for the column left, we're going to make it a width of say 270 pixels, and we're going to have it float. Float means we're going to have it floating to the left, and if there's nothing there, it won't exist. So if you don't have a column, then you'll have 2 columns. If you do have a column, there'll be 3 columns. So that column will either exist or not exist, depending on whether you got things inside or not. So no point having a blank column there. And we're going to make it the background red of that column. The color for the text will be white to complement it, and the padding of about 10 pixels will be fine, so the text don't squash up against the frame, the border. Okay, another section of that will be okay. We shall call it column 7. Makes sense. call it whatever you want. I want to call it color center. Might as well stick with the American spelling. It's consistent of center with ER rather than RE. Again, the center, well, let's make that center the width 480 pixels. Okay, and we're going to make it float as well. It's going to exist or not exist depending on where there's text in it. If it doesn't, no text won't exist, and it will float towards the left. The background, let's make it yellow to make it pretty loud, and the padding, let's make it 10 pixels. The color text we might just give it by default color, which is black. Okay. Right, and over here we might as well have a column to the right. Makes sense to me. So might as well call it column right. Okay, let's start the instructions. Okay, and instructions for this will be column right. Let's make the width 270 pixels. Okay, balance with the left, obviously. Make that float to the left too. It's going to float to the left. If there's nothing to the left, it could take its place. Okay, and the background for this, let's make it purple. The color of the text, let's make it pink. Okay, and the padding for this, let's keep it consistent at 10 pixels. There's nice little patterns around it. And there's only one more section we need, and that's the footer. We need a footer. Okay, footer. In the footer, the instructions for the footer would be, let's just make it clear. Clear means you don't float, and if it doesn't float, then it's going to line up with the title. But clear means ignore floating and start from where you're at. And in this case, we'll start from the bottom. Green, and padding 10. Okay, and that's all we need, I think, for the styles. That line there. Okay, now we can start using the styles. Okay, what we do is we're going to let the computer know that we're going to have the whole page divided. So the structure for this, we'll divide the whole page in a wrapper. Okay, so we'll call it wrapper. We'll call it wrapper above, and everything's going to fit in the wrapper of 1080 pixels. Now the wrapper starts there, but it's for the whole lot. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move it across. I'm sure there's a fast way of doing this. Move everything across because I want to line up the start of the wrapper, which is right where we just typed it in, and we're going to make it line up with the end of the wrapper. End of the wrapper right at the end here. Again, screencasting magic. I'm able to do the whole lot. So there you go, straight to the end. Now, I want to indicate that that part of the division is finished. So the wrapper division is finished. Now we can start segmenting the whole lot. The first section we got is we got our header. So we're going to have a header right here, I'd imagine. Right. So in here, I'll put a div ID equals the header. Okay. And again, all this section is going to be part of the header. Now, indent again. Just again, there's no need to it. It's just to make life easier. Okay, so I'm going to finish the header section right here. So div. Okay, there goes the header section. Now I want to start the new section for the left. So div ID equals whatever instructions I go here. Call it column left. Go across here. Column left. Okay, and that whole section goes from here and we go all the way down to here. Okay, so that's our column left. that division for that will finish there. So it all lines up, column left. Okay, we're about to start at column center. So we've got here div ID equals column center, the style we'll decide there, and you'll start there. Now again, I'm just going to go ahead and indent that so we know it's all nice and tidy. Okay, just keep indenting here. Again, the indentation does absolutely nothing. All I'm doing is trying to make things easy to read, so when things do go wrong, I'll be able to troubleshoot really quickly. So div that goes with my column center. Div starts over here, because all of it lines up with this one here. That's good. We're down to our last one, I think. So you got we got div ID equals column right, and that should be the index. Div ID, and let's just line them up again. Should take us all the way to the end actually. Yep, it should. Okay, and we'll have a look at what we've done here. Okay, and that should complete that. Drop it back, and the div division. That division is from the whole wrap. This is just the section we called column right. Okay, and we should have a look at it. Go over to our web page over here, and wow, look at that. Okay, we should open it up and see what we've done. How cool is that? Okay, and that's the end of the tutorial for that. I just realised not the end of the tutorial, we've got a footer to put in. Okay, we don't have a footer. Okay, what we might do is just put my name in there, or you put your name. So we need to add a footer in there because we've got a footer set up. So we might just create a new one. Div ID equals footer. Okay. Oops, made a mistake there. And I shall put in there, well, let's center it. Center by Dr. Paris. Okay. Enter the centering. Speak the American way. Enter the div. And let's have a look at now with our footer. This should be all fine, I think. Yeah, because the reason I put the footer in is because if you look at this carefully, we got the wrap, header, left column, center, right column, footer. So I might as well just use that too, see what it does over here. Okay, and we can't see it, the screen's too small, but I'll scroll a bit and show you. Yay, the centering didn't work, did it? Why didn't the center work? I spelled it wrong. Go all the way down, center, and I can't work it out. Right, but to Paris, center on, center off. Doesn't really. Oh, look at the divide sign there. It's weird. Yeah. Okay, try that now. And not that it affected the division, but it affected the centering, obviously. There we go. Okay, Dr. Paris. So here's our web page, and it's starting to look good. I just realised that that should be purple, so that's not right. So something wrong with the code here. Padding right. Oh, here it is. I called that wrong then. That's not right. So let's try that out now. To the right. Let's just try this out. And oh, that's better. Okay, that's working now. There you go. So get my purple and pink, which I had over here. To the right, purple and pink, and there it is. Okay, that's complete.